I tried okay, I have to capture the desktop. Because when you Alt-Tab out of this, it minimizes. And OBS will not recognize it as an active window. And when you try to bring it back up, it takes over again and you can't access OBS. So you have to do it as a desktop capture. I know. I know. Believe me, I know. So let's see. Now that we know the basics of life around here, let's go activate this giant freaking gear, shall we? Or at least activate the marker switch next to it. And then nope, that's not it. Oh, which room was it? It's a generator for the ship. That's right, it's over there. So, try. We can't reach it right now. But with that active, there we go. We turned the tower to the new area. Hello, Jay Bruin. Okay. Close this off. And we will see what our key is. Your best bet with Windows 95 and 98 is to actually get a virtual machine set up to run Windows 95 or 98 and do that. Basically, you emulate the OS. So, we've got our little highlight here on the gear that we just marked. But me, again, I'm just too lazy to actually set up a virtual machine, and a little afraid because I really don't want to mess it up and overwrite my OS. So for that, we get a key of 240, then 221. So 240, huh? Well, what have we seen that we could find 240 on? No, I did not see the V3 release date. Now see, you say that, but I've seen people do it. They try to set up a virtual machine, they install the Windows 95 or 98 onto it, and they get a setting wrong somewhere, and it overwrites their boot files. September 26th, that far away, huh? That's a pretty long way for VR3, or V3. So now, We've got 2 keys to open up the next area. 240 and 221. So I won't leave you all in suspense too long, but do you want to try to guess what those keys might be used on? We know they aren't over here. And then we know they aren't in this generator over here, because we've already done that. This little generator room looks like it has a big tree involved in it. Which, big tree right here. I don't see anything where 240 or 221 come into play here. So, well, yeah, the plaque that we looked at back in the library, back in the tower, it had the plaque that said 221 and 240 on it. Anyway, just to keep this moving along, 240 is a time. And, well, we happen to have a giant clock right here. That, if we set to 240 and press the button, we get a bridge. And inside here, we have this funky little machine that has a lever we can activate here, a lever here, and a lever here. This lever does nothing at the moment, but these levers, you pull it down and it spins the bottom 2 rows there. You pull it down and it spins the top 2 rows there. But if you pull this down and then hold it, it will just free spin the middle wheel. And this will do the same thing. But when this, you only have so much spinning you can do until this chain goes at the bottom. Then you have to reset everything. And now we have the other key, the 221. We need to make this read 221. So that's 1, 2, spin this around. And that has just moved a gear down here. Well, nothing else is going to change in here. If the building will let me out. I gotta go to the right spot, though. Come on. Getting hung up on trees. That has now opened up this place with a book. So now that we've done that, before we dive in, let's go see if we get any notes on what awaits us, huh? Only seems logical to go try to read about this area first. Now if I can figure out which age it is. It's not channel wood. I don't think this is it either. Yeah. We did not have to mess with constellations. That's the one we just did. So it must be this one with the gear on the front. Yeah, there we go. I needed to take a drink. And not let the bubbles fizz out of the cup, the bottle. Okay. Before arriving in this age, I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures, and it was. The sky here is dark and gray and incessantly displays flashes of lightning in the distance. I met a very old man with a long beard and hair that hangs to his waist. He is very feeble and has trouble even moving. This man has obviously been through many, many things in this strange world, and I have learned many things from him. He has told me an interesting story of this world's history. Years ago, he told me, there was a beautiful city that rose up out of the water. It housed many people inside its walls, and the people had everything they wished for. The city was surrounded by 3 high hills which rose higher than the city. On the east hill of the city rested a large lookout post. The people of the city had constructed the post expecting visitors to arrive from the east. The people had no means of traveling on the water, which forced them to merely wait for friend or foe. As time passed, friendly visitors brought rumors of an enemy that existed beyond the horizon. The people grew fearful, yet nothing happened. One day, the usually sunny sky became as dark as night, and black ships appeared on the horizon. The lookout post's attempts at peace were turned away, and the sentries there were easily overwhelmed. The ships continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. After the foundations of the city were destroyed, the city sunk deep into the ocean, and only the lookout post remained. The black ships sailed away. The man continued to say that 8 people had hidden and managed to survive through the attack. In the 9 years since the attack, 2 of the survivors had died. He also said that it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they had started so long ago. I have decided, since hearing the man's story, it would be admirable to save this civilization and stop this enemy's plan of destruction. I am excited about the adventure that awaits me, and an idea has sparked in my mind to provide the needed defense for these people. I met the remaining survivors today, and I have begun work on a plan for protection. After a short absence, I have returned to this age with my 2 sons. They have, as of yet, traveled rarely with me, and they are understandably excited to be here. They have grown considerably since Everdunes, and it is already obvious to me that they will be a great help this time, instead of the nuisance they have been in the past. All three of us, along with 4 of the healthier survivors, began construction today. We are building upon the old city's ruins, which will provide a perfect foundation for our fortress. My sons have been spending much of their spare time on the South Island, where most of my materials are stored. I am very pleased with their intelligence, and their creativity is refreshing to see, as they work on some small projects of their own. It has been over 4 months now, and construction is going well. My sons love the world except for its gray sky. They detest the gray sky and tell me many times they wish the sky were like the blue sky in Myst. The old man I first talked to tells me that the enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready when the time comes. The man reminds me of an Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. It has been 6 months of work, and we have finally finished the fortress. It rests between the 3 hills, which are only now islands, due to a rising water level that the people experience after the attack. Inside the fortress, I have designed a most intriguing device. It makes use of technology called holography. I began experimenting with my visits to Aspermere. It will be working in a couple of days after I compensate for some small miscalculations. This holographic device will enable the survivors to learn to use the fortress. The enemy is due to come soon, and I trust the fortress will provide. So apparently this fortress spins along a giant gear and can actually go to different places. Or at least this walk can. Will provide sufficient protection for all of us. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial. Their weapons have been stopped and appears to have turned away in defeat. I could not help but smile as I watched the boats leave. Last night we had a small celebration. The old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back to its original blue. The old man told them that the storms would never end until the enemy was destroyed. I assured my sons that a blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seemed to hear me. I have had a healthy adventure and have begun work on a new book. Once again, I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe that I have begun. But first, I will have an extended time with Catherine, who I miss very much. I must also return to the people of the tide. I believe in my travels I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments that they have long endured. I hope to return to the mechanical age one day and find the population growing and my fortress still strong. Though the sky may be always black, I am confident the people here feel a heavier darkness has been lifted from their shoulders. Yeah, 2 sons. I wonder who. Even though I do believe he actually named them as Cirrus and Achenar a couple of times now, those are indeed his sons. Why are they trapped? Why are they stuck in the books? We don't know. But what we do know is that we need to go explore this world and its apparently rotating fortress. Where we can expect lots of puzzles about gears and, you know, basically, if you couldn't tell from the first one, the puzzle you solve to get in here will be closely related to the puzzles you solve to get out of there. Nice synergy there, I guess. So what have we here? A bunch of gears. And some might need to clean up after themselves. And symbols. Four symbols, well, 4 dials with a bunch of symbols each. We will have to remember that. And overlooking here, Sky Blue Vodka. Probably could use some after trying to play this game for the first time. But yeah, apparently there's not much left of the original place. We have this little island we came in on. This fortress apparently rotates and can meet there, and I believe there's one in back, but I'm not sure. Let's go through here, shall we? Fairly big metal place. Interesting picture. Apparently that's some type of modified chessboard, or just, you know, stone inlay. We can't click on it. There we go. We can sure sit down in the throne, though. If it lets us. There we go. Not much to do if we sit down here. And some little polygons that glow here. Can't really do anything with them. Thought we were supposed to use this. There we go. So nothing on the horizon. Okay, we can make the bird move. Not sure who that is. That ship looks familiar, doesn't it? I think I want to explore inside before I go downstairs. I didn't want to go this way. Apparently this is not working, or I can't move it. Okay. Let's make that line up. I think it was already lined up to begin with, though. Not a whole lot down here to look at, but we can turn a shaft of some type. Probably what we need to do to open up this over here. Yeah, that looks open now. And what does that do? Puts it on a delay and makes it go down. Or makes it go to mid, I guess. Guess the question is, why would we want that to happen? Yeah, there's not much up here, is there? So nothing else up here, but okay. I wonder. See what happens when it goes down. Yaha! I have no idea what this does. But that resummons the elevator. Okay. Well, that will be useful at some point in time, I am sure. Right now, I don't see what the use is. Oh, this place looks, inviting. Whoo, boy. Huh. Can't move aside the curtain. I have a feeling I don't want to. This must be the armory. Can't play with the weapons, though. Probably not a bad thing that I can't play with the weapons. A jack-in-the-box snake. Specifically a cobra. That's charming. Fair enough. Yeah, what's this do? This looks familiar. Ah, Fortress Rotation Simulator. Okay. Okay. So the left one unlocks the rotation, and the right one... Oh, I completely forgot about this whole thing. Sound familiar? Sound any familiar to anybody? That was a tink. Yep. Yep, the sound from the minecarts. So apparently if you do this age first, then you would have found out about the sounds and their relations ahead of time. I never realized that. That is kind of cool. But it relies on you doing things in a very specific order in a game that does not have specific order to it. Can't open that, huh? Funny feeling I should be seeing a page in here somewhere. Yeah, that's in a different room, but yeah, there's the rotation simulator. Okay, which means I did not actually rotate the place around when I was spinning the gears. Which is good. So we did that. Just got the funniest feeling I should be seeing pages somewhere around here. It's in the corner of the throne. Oh, there's a knife. There's some little spikes. Feels like this is where I should be expecting to find a blue page in here and a red page in the other room. Okay, that's not clicking on anything special there. Then again, I could be completely wrong. Could be way, way off. I think this is north, so I need to try east, or no, that's west. I do know my directions, kind of. What happens if I hit it now? Nothing if I hit it now. Okay, there is not a second, Okay. There's not a second hidden compartment. Oh, the other throne? I will check the other throne in a second. We are now south. Okay. That would be west. Something tells me there just might be more to this puzzle than, you know, solving this. Game. Game. No, you can't get crushed by doors. There we go. Although you can dang sure get lost in the 3D areas. See if this corrects itself any. Yeah, the Utter Darkness puzzle. So this is why I saved. I just no-clipped through the through everything apparently. I think I fell through the bottom of the world. So let's return. Because technically we don't have to read anything. We don't actually have to look for new clues or anything like that. We can get pretty much right back where we were. Because the puzzles do not change, like, ever. So if we know what we're doing... The only thing we lost there was a little bit of exploration, looking around stuff. Which is why you save... Well, with this version, you save early, save often, I guess. And I hadn't done anything of real consequence on that world except rotate the tower, and I can do that again. Rotate the fortress. The red sign? Nothing that would actually trigger for me, sadly. And we still need to be on the lookout for a pattern to open that up. Let's look here. Yeah, this thing it wouldn't actually let me click on. I tried. Believe me, I tried. Also tried to click on this, but for whatever reason, I thought there was supposed to be something involved there. But that clock is set to 3:40 for, you know, whatever reason. Okay. It's some modified chess set. It's not a very good, chess set. So we are here. Need to go up. Now, before I do this, let's actually save it right here this time. No, we are south. We are rotated south. Okay. So, east and possibly north would be where we need to go. That moved us west. And that's north. Okay. Okay, let's see if we fall through the floor again, huh? Good, we did not fall through the floor. So what are we looking at out the window? A hanging man. That's wonderful. Okay, so we have two symbols here. Then two symbols. Okay. Yeah, at least he hung in there. Don't see any pages out here. They're probably in those rooms. They have to be in those rooms, you would think. You would think that this would be important. Treasure chest on its side. Aha! Here's something. That's what I was looking for. Hidden panel. With a blue page. Once again, we find the blue page first and poisons. Cage. That we can't... Oh, that's pleasant. Generator works. That's pleasant. Why does this exist? You know, I can't tell what that is in there, and I think I'm happy about that. So I need a hidden panel in the other room. See if I can find that hidden panel before I rotate the place and risk falling through the floor again. Nope, there. Well, not really as obvious as the other one. Hey. Red page. So what happens if you grab the red page? The blue one goes away and the red one takes its place. So, gold bars? Coins? Wine? Dude was racking up money. Racking up a lot of money, apparently. Cirrus, your greed sickens me. Your desire for wealth and plunder is never satisfied. I will instruct my subjects not to pay your new tax, and you know they'll listen to me. Regards, Akanar. Okay. So maybe I overlooked something in the other room. So Cirrus looks to be a little bit on the greedy side. Just a little bit. Atris isn't exactly a professor. He's a writer with a very specific art. Let's step outside here. Rotate the tower a second time. So red and blue brothers, yeah, kind of did a thing. There we go. Okay, now we can erase and we can save. And try not to fall through the world. Huzzah! We have succeeded in not falling through the world. And these two symbols. And place is a little concerning. Just a tiny bit. And now with the red page in hand, we can head back to Myst and see if we can get a clearer picture of just what's going through Red Bro's mind. Let's see, that one's that. It's that. And the way back to Myst. I won't say home because, well, we landed here somehow. I'm going to...
have returned. Additional page. Free from my prison on this forgotten island of Myst. I see that you are. I am called Cirrus. I need all the red pages. I know. Must search and bring 2 more for the red. I am released, I promise. Don't touch the blue pages. That is where my right. For my wicked brother, he is a man of distorted mind and senses. He disgusts me. Do not release Aknar. Thirst for destruction is not. Nothing never ending. Bring the red paper. May you please release me from this prison. Promise you will be greatly rewarded. You must help me. Help me.
Yeah, there are 2 worlds left. And it would be nice if we could actually interact with Cirrus and Akanar, but we're kind of limited in what we can actually do with them. All we can do is listen to them, you know, pray that we bring them more and more pages. And that is still open, but I don't want to go back down there yet. I need the blue page. Okay, this was the room I was in. Okay. There it is. Still don't know what that is. Whatever it is, I don't get to click on it and make it do anything. But again, I don't think I'm sad about not knowing what that is. So let's listen to more slightly unhinged ramblings.
Ah, good. More pages, you bastard. Bring more. I must have some more. That's all I ask of you. Long. It's been so long since my brother Sirius wrongfully imprisoned me within his book. Stupid schemes. Pretty speech. Greed, which is endless. It should be perfectly obvious to you. He's done evil and he has destroyed all before. Do not bring the red pages to him. Not let him trick you. He tricked our father. Hideously murdered our father. He'll trick you. He'll murder you. Don't touch the red pages. I beg you to bring the blue pages. To me. Listen, you must obey me. The pages are my only hope. You must help me. You must help me.
So yeah, both of them telling basically the same story, just pointing the blame at, the other brother. But who to trust? They're the only two we have to interact with here in any form. So we gotta figure out who to trust. Which one? The slightly unhinged one, or the extremely greedy one? Well, we got a little while to figure that out. Now that we've finished another world, I'm going to have to shut this down for a second.